we take things as serious as we can without, being those guys, I guess.
Well, it's finding that balance of like,
when is
taking
it not fun
seriously,
anymore?
or like, when does it get cringy that it's like from like the outside, somebody sees us putting all this planning into it. They're like, they're just a punk band.
Like you're called Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, if y'all are one of those people, thanks so much for coming back. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. But for those of you out there who are new to the show, welcome. Please feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer and soda in the fridge. Make some noise, my friends. Cheers.
Cheers.
There's no noise. What's happening?
cheers. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Woo. Yeah. Feeling a little wacky right now. I'm sitting here today with 4/4 of a band, and this is probably one of the few outlets where I can actually say the name of the band.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Make some noise from my boys. Fuck yeah, Dinosaurs! Hi. Hello.
Hey, Mom.
How's everybody doing today? What's going on, guys?
Great.
It's good.
The whole gang is here.
Yeah.
John, Trip, Phil, Zach, everybody's here. What's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
It's weird. It's been a weird weekend.
Has it?
Why?
Why is it
I'll
weird?
start with that. Well, I was just in Colorado.
Really?
You can't spell Colorado without rad.
Was it rad? Did you
was
have a good
rad.
time?
It was Sam and I's first time out there. We hit Denver.
Did you drink a lot of beer?
Lots of beer. Yes. And then we came back. It was sunny every day. And then we came back and it's just been Pittsburgh.
John, do you do any drugs in
No.
Colorado?
Did
no,
you do
no,
drugs?
it's legal there.
You're telling me I could have just done it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It was a good time. But it's very Pittsburgh weather to come back to.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like it's been nighttime for the last 3 days.
Oh,
Maybe
well.
you should move.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah.
John, you should move.
All right. See you
And
guys.
that's all, folks. Thanks so much. So
Yeah.
what's going on in the Fuck Yeah camp? You got a lot of cool things going on. I know right now at the top of the conversation, let's just get this out of the way. You got a single and a beer release coming up. Let's chat about that
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. So the single is off of our upcoming album, which
This is the start of the road
Yeah.
to
this is. So our
Hey,
upcoming album,
what's it called?
65 million beers ago. Or is it billion?
It's
Million.
million.
Billion.
Million.
Million.
Yes.
Great.
65 million beers ago.
Yes.
So first single.
How
Earl.
long have you been sitting on that title?
Ooh, it took a while to get there.
It took it did take a while to get there.
That's so funny.
The first album was easy to name, and then the second one
Was that like
took us
a light bulb whenever that came?
Not really.
Oh, really?
We were like,
It was tough.
Phil came up with it.
Yeah, it was one of many that we had kicking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think once that idea came to fruition, we were all just like,
It didn't go away.
it didn't go away. We
It
all
made
liked
sense.
There's some close ones.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
A couple people mentioned some on Facebook that were pretty good.
Yeah. And we got a lot of responses. There was
Yeah.
like 60 people that responded with different
Hell
names,
yeah.
but 65 million beers ago stuck.
Yeah.
No, that rules. I
Yeah.
love it. So is the whole album recorded right now and you're just starting to release stuff?
Yes.
It is.
Nice.
It's recorded, it's mastered.
It is
Professional.
mastered.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Our friend Zach Jameson of the band Latecomer recorded and mixed it
Yeah.
in his basement.
Shout outs to those dudes. They're
It
good
took,
guys.
it took almost a year.
Thanks, Zach.
actually.
We started it last February.
We started last February. Me and Phil were done after the first day, but but it got polished and a lot of stuff added to it. And then we sent it to my friend Dave Polster in Ohio, and he mastered it and had a great time doing it. So
What did he master it for?
he's
Oh.
mastering it so that it can be released on a 12-inch vinyl record.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
So
Yeah.
all of these things finally starting to happen.
Yeah.
So let's rewind now. Let's get back to, I guess, 65 million beers ago at the start
yes.
Yeah.
of the Dinosaur party. let's talk about the origins a bit. Who started this band and what were you thinking?
That was John and I.
Awesome
Yeah.
question.
2010.
Yeah.
I got to find new creative ways to tell this story because, like,
We got drunk at his college house. We went into his roommate's room, which was the attic. It was the entire attic of the house. And we just started writing songs up there and posted them. And then she got pissed at us. She was like, "What are you doing in my room?"
shout out to Leah.
Thanks, Leah.
Yeah.
But actually, no, before that, I think we were writing them in the...
We're in the living room. That's
Yeah.
neither here nor
Yeah.
there. Okay.
So they got
you were
drunk
bored,
and
you wanted to
wrote
write
songs.
songs. And you got
Yeah.
drunk
It got
and wrote songs.
I think the idea got thrown around. I always say that it kind of goes back. I have a younger brother, Blaze. Shout out to Blaze.
Blaze the Bomb.
Blaze the Bomb. He's 4 years younger than me. And when we were real young, we would just record 30-second songs, like just dumb, improvised. I'd play some chords and he'd make up some lyrics.
Cool.
And then we had them all saved as MP3s somewhere. And then I don't know. It was just like our next step was like, we should make some dumb songs with an acoustic and some beers. And then it was like, we made a band camp and that was it. We were just like, we'll just put them online. And then a friend of ours, John Mraz, he was kind of like the local drummer for our high school. And he was like, do you want me to drum and like make it a band until if you find somebody else? And that was like the first iteration with some other friends. And yeah, it was never really meant to be a full band. We had those 4 acoustic songs and that was it. And then it just went from there. So that was...
And then, so we played.
Yeah, we
for
played
what?
shows.
2, 3, how long?
2 years, 3 years. Open for Off With Their Heads.
Yeah.
I forget who else. Fake Problems when they were around.
They're like Menzingers or something.
Bomb the Music Industry. The first show was an acoustic acoustic set at a secret Menzingers show at Ormsby. It was like a birthday thing. They played at Diesel the day before.
Yeah.
And it was like supposed to be a big secret. And then it was cool. I don't know. It was Menzingers at Ormsby right when they were starting to like get up there.
So basically the project just started as friends hanging out.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here a decade later.
Yeah.
We're still friends hanging out.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to be said about the power of friendship and fuck yeah,
Oh,
dinosaurs.
you guys.
And beer.
And beer.
Well, yeah, because Zach can go in with it because they took a long break.
We just stopped. Yeah.
It was 2012 to what, like 17?
No, it was like 2000. Oh, the break itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a 5-year break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and then John would get drunk and just be like, we should bring back Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. I want you to play bass. Like, I was like, yeah, I would love to play bass for Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. It would be awesome. And it just kind of another drunk startup was like, hey, we should actually do this. And then we tried out a couple drummers and then Phil
Hi, Phil.
also came into the picture, who was an old friend of all of ours. So
Yeah.
I think that there was this thing that's a common thread with bands that I've had on the show that talk about either breaking up or disbanding around 2012, 2013. There's something about that time frame in the Pittsburgh music scene. I always call it the dark ages. And it was just like the
a
fucking
bad year.
worst.
What did I do then?
I think about the bands.
that's when I was joining bands.
Yeah.
That's how I joined my first band, probably 2012, 2011.
How'd that work out?
I was never in bands.
Okay.
So I like kind of would play with friends every now and then. Like after I started playing when I was 16, maybe, but I wasn't in a band. And then went to college and met some guys that happened to actually live in the same neighborhood as my parents. And they were looking for a bass player. And I was like, oh, I do that. And then I auditioned and I was in the band. And then started playing shows. I think our first show was at the Rex and played a couple house shows and stuff.
Sick.
Yeah. And then I was in that band for 3 years. And then that's how I like got into other bands. And I don't think I've been in less than 4 bands.
Yeah, I was going to say, you haven't been
years.
able to stop joining bands
Yeah.
since.
Yeah. Yeah. If one goes, I have to join another one. If 2 go, I have to join 2.
Yeah.
Four has been my number for a few years now. So yeah,
What is your current number?
it's 4. But I'm back up in another band. So let's say 5.
What about MB412/420?
All right. I'm in 6 bands.
Okay.
No, that one doesn't count right now.
Yeah, it does. It's 2020. It's the year of Matchbox 20. We're doing it.
Oh, if you say so.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Oh, we'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
So the band picks back up steam then, I guess, in what, 2016, 2017 is what you're saying?
17.
17.
So I feel like that was around the time that I first started seeing the name popping up a lot.
Yeah, we played that Pew 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 show. Was that the first?
That was the first show back. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
was that Night Marathons?
yeah.
It was their release show. Pew 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 was on tour, and then we opened the show. It was really cool. It was at Howlers.
And then
That was like the first show back.
and we got spoiled because the second show back was with Choking Victim.
At
And
Smalls.
Smalls, yeah.
I think we got that because so many bands. It was the same day as Millville Music Fest.
Okay.
So I feel like a
was like the
lot of
first
bands that
one.
would have opened that show were
Yeah.
playing the festival, and we just happened to pop up right then, and we got it. So that
Holy
show was
shit.
show was crazy.
Yeah, I played 4 shows that day with 4 different bands.
And it all worked out.
That's
Yeah.
where we met young Cholton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the
Young
first
fanboy.
time I saw you play, I was actually at Millville Music Fest last year.
Yes.
I got the opportunity
awesome.
to watch you do
That
the thing
was
in the
fucking
Funhouse, and it
amazing.
was a
Yeah.
blast. That was a really, really
Yeah.
fun set.
That's why we want to do the single release there.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
room.
So we're gonna do an album release show. We don't know where yet, but
Totally.
yeah, it's
One step at a time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's a lot to process at once
Yeah.
to do all this, the right way.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
There's a cool thing about watching you perform live where it's like, oh, they care. As goofy as the band is, and it's like, it has its gimmick and that's fun, but it's obvious that you give a fuck about punk and you give a fuck about giving people a good time and something to do, and you have a lot of fun. And it's really easy to tell that you're all friends too, because like you could tell watching a band play if they actually like each other or not,
Yeah,
just by watching their set. It's so easy.
Oh.
And I can tell that you guys like each other.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Depends on how drunk John gets.
yeah.
That's true.
me and Zach go back to like second grade,
Second
Wow.
grade.
and then
I apparently gave him my name and house phone number on a piece of paper shaped like a horse.
yes,
Yeah. I don't-
written in like a orangish brown marker.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't
That's
know.
all that was.
Inviting.
That's also
Yeah.
sitting around at the time.
But I've
horse
known
paper.
Phil since Greensburg because I went to Seton Hill, and then Trip.
I met you guys when like 2008 probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a kid we went to high school with, Dave Beer, who was in Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs briefly, was
He was
Trip's
my
RA.
Yeah, it was my RA my freshman year of college.
Weird, huh?
2007. So I think I met those guys like the next year.
Yeah,
At a Brosmas.
at a
Yeah.
Brosmas.
That's
yes.
so fun. So the two of you have known each other for a long time. Is
Yeah.
it safe to say that you both kind of discovered punk rock and all this shit together?
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'd say John discovered it first, and then
Here,
And he starts like showing you stuff.
here,
Like, you gotta check
listen
this
to
out.
this.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not friends with anybody from back then. It's so weird. I wonder what the fuck they're doing.
Well, where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Wilkinsburg,
Okay,
and then I was in Pittsburgh Public, and I moved around a lot.
okay,
So I bounced around a shit ton, and yeah.
yeah, because we went to Kiski, so like Apollo, Vandergrift, that area.
Okay.
So there's still, I don't know, it's dwindling down, or that way, I guess. But I mean, we still keep in touch with like a core group of friends, especially like the kids that went to punk shows.
Yeah.
Then, there were probably like 10 to 15 of us.
I think there's I don't know. I don't know if it's something that's super I don't know if it's something that's super common with like city kids, but like
Exactly.
it was just a thing where there was so many fucking kids that I went to school with, and it was like relatively not very personal versus like growing up in a small town.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, like those people were there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just fucking weird.
yeah.
So with everything that
We just started.
yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm bringing it closer to me so then
For
you can just hand it to me.
moving forward,
We'll
we could
need that.
We could just leave the cans on the table.
Okay.
Whenever
I like
I
him
had
shooting it
whenever
instead.
I had D Ryder in here, it was like almost the whole table was filled with
Oh,
empty
okay.
cans by the end of the episode, which was really funny to watch on camera.
Sounds like a
Trying to
challenge.
keep
I like
it
that idea.
presentable.
yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Get that
We're
get that
coming
out of the
after you,
garbage
Ryder.
can.
It didn't make it into the can.
We'll pick it up, put it on the table.
Well, then you got to readjust.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
we'll
worry
wait.
about
We'll
it.
wait,
It's
yeah.
fine.
We'll add it at the
There's a
end.
They can't see it.
there's a
They
can
can't
of
see it.
Jenny Cream off in the corner that nobody knows about.
It'll
It's
be added at the end.
It's empty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you were gonna. What was
Yeah,
I
anyway.
have no idea what I was going to ask you, but actually, this is what I will ask you. Okay, so being a band in the year 2020, now that we are in, you got to do a lot of things. There's a lot of bullshit that goes into it outside of just like writing some fun songs and putting them on Bandcamp, especially now since you have your single release party and you got a beer and you've got another album and you're putting out a vinyl record. There's a lot of preparation and planning and marketing and things that go into this.
John's worrying more and more by the
you-
second.
But you all seem like
You
a
sound like
group-
me.
You all seem like a group of fun loving folk, right?
Yeah.
So how do you balance business and party?
It's all part of the FYD 2020 campaign.
Yes.
Excellent.
I feel like we need a graphic to go up.
Here's a chart.
We make lists. That's what we do. We
John
do
makes
make
lists.
lists.
Do we make lists or
John
do you
makes
make lists?
John makes
lists.
lists. Although,
There's a lot of me telling John to calm down and chill out.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, it's okay. We
Yeah.
have this much time, and this is how we're gonna do it. And he's
so
like, yeah.
so the big thing right
He gets
now, and because we've never done this before, is I keep wanting to say Kickstarter, but we're probably going to do Indiegogo because
Okay.
It's more environmentally friendly.
well, you don't have to like hit the goal. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to hit the goal, obviously. But but so like, we've practiced and been like, okay, like we're going to do a set run through. Then we'll talk about tiers, like different tiers of like perks
John's
and everything.
tiers.
My tiers, and then so like we'll practice and have some beers and everything, and we'll do good with like these are good ideas going into next week. Like, what do we got to do? And then towards the end of the night, I'm passing out on the couch, and they're like writing tiers down on this oversized notebook, and I had to wake up the next morning and be like, oh, okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's not, but it's all new. It's different than just putting an album up on Spotify and seeing when it releases and be like, oh, hey, our album's up. Like, I think we all, like you said, we all care, especially like that we put this much time and effort into this new album. Like it wasn't until the end that Trip was like, we should do this on vinyl. Like it's been almost a year. So being that we care that much, we're just like, let's do this right. You
Yeah.
know? So, and what is right?
Yeah. There's a lot of me
That's
being
what we're
like, we
learning.
don't have to rush this. There's no
Yeah.
time deadline. So I'm like, let's do this the right way. Let's figure out how to do it first and then come up with a timeline. And
We thought we were going to have a release show in January.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not doing
it's always think about when you're gonna do like. Okay, we're gonna do it in January. Realistically, August.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always like 8 months
Yeah.
after the fact.
Well, it's like waiting a year. Like we just took a year. We've been listening to the songs. They're like ready to go. And it's like,
Oh yeah,
let's just wait a little bit longer to put them out. Like,
Yeah.
a few more months is all it is.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
they can be out. Then it's better for everyone in that case. So
I hate it. I'm sitting on like we just finished pre-production on a new Sex and a New Violence record, and like I want this stuff out immediately.
Yeah.
But it's like no, like we got to do so much bullshit before.
needs to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just weird because none of us really have ever taken that route. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's just do it. Or,
Yeah.
nothing that serious, I guess. But like we take things as serious as we can without, being those guys, I guess.
Well, it's
Yeah.
finding that balance of like,
yeah. When is
taking
it not fun
seriously.
anymore?
Or like, when does it get cringy that it's like from like the outside, somebody sees
Yeah.
us putting all this planning into it. They're like, they're just a punk band.
Like you're called Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like it's not that
Well,
serious.
I was gonna ask about that. Like that's kind of the interesting thing now, where it's like you're starting to become a little bit more aware of like promotion and production
Oh, yeah.
and planning and things like that. But like, obviously, yeah, it's still Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs.
Oh,
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's just
FYD when it needs to be.
yeah.
That's our motto. That was good.
That's nice.
But
like
I always go back. I've told the story before where during the first couple years, I don't remember if it was an acoustic show or a full band or what, but it was an Ormsby show. And some friends of mine that I will say who it is at the end, and I'm still friends with them. It wasn't anything negative, but one of them came up to me and they were like, that was good. Like, you guys were fun to watch. When are you going to do like a real band? And I was like, it is a real band. Like he was like, well, like a serious band. I'm like, it's a serious band.
Yeah.
And now they're touring Europe with the Deftones, and it's Code Orange. It was the guys at Code Orange, which, like I said, I just ran into them at the Roxy recently, and Jamie was like, let me hear the album. So shout out to those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't know. We take it seriously. Yeah.
We're just not in Europe.
I think that
I'm proud of them. That's exciting.
Well, no, I think that it's important
tour
if you're gonna put some sort of art out into the world, right? It needs to be yourself.
Yeah.
And if you are, dark and brooding and mysterious and want to make this crazy industrial metal stuff and like that's you.
Yeah.
Like that's like Code Orange is unquestionably Code Orange.
Yeah.
And that resonates with a lot of people on a level that's maybe different than Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs is unquestionably what you guys do.
Yeah.
It's like you're being yourselves, and there's nothing more important in art than to like be yourself, regardless of what the success rate of it is. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people, just as many people want to have fun, drink some fucking beers and laugh.
Yeah.
Versus like, listening to something that's a little bit more, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe Code Orange, but you know what I mean? It's
Which
like,
is probably a good thing.
we'll just say
they're pretty
serious.
unique.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, there's
but it's
definitely
serious.
nothing funny about what they do musically.
No.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them smile in anything.
Oh, no.
Not on stage, certainly not in any promotional photos, but it's always been one thing I've laughed about is their lack of humor.
Yeah, no, they're very, very.
And that's awesome. Like
They have an image, and they're very much sticking to it.
What it isn't is silly ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally not.
I wonder if they're traveling around the world, like in their bus or their van or whatever, like if somebody farts, they just like look at them and scowl. Like, scowl.
No. I've had interactions with them, off stage, we'll say, and they're normal people.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, they have, especially at the level they're operating on, they have a brand.
Oh, yeah.
And you just gotta fucking stick with it.
Yeah.
My thing is clowns and silliness. Like there's no intersection at all. It's fun though. I like their music.
Yeah.
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 We played a
just not
clown
silly.
show last year. We were the only band on it. There was
Yeah.
a bunch of sideshow acts, and then we played.
Yeah.
And
So-
we played a clown
And we
show.
also played with
Band
clowns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Check out Clowns if you haven't.
From Australia.
They're great. They're
There
from
we go.
Australia.
Sick.
Yeah.
So, I
And
mean,
Fat
nothing
Wreck.
against playing a clown event or anything like that. But the question I do want to get into is when do the possibility of people maybe not taking it seriously, like you just said, like people looking at it from the wrong way, people maybe thinking it's too much of a gimmick. Is that something like how do you get mad about that, or are you just kind of like, yeah, whatever?
I don't get
Well,
mad.
it doesn't matter.
If they buy merch, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sell a lot of t-shirts.
Jeff
so who cares?
Goldblum and
Yeah.
Earl Sinclair, their
Yeah.
faces sell. So
There are people that have
sounds
never heard
terrible.
our band that
We're
buy our
making money.
shirts. So it's like,
Yeah.
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 It's like, cool. You don't have to listen to us if you don't want to.
I feel it's like one of those things
Not
where
for everybody.
I think the best thing you could do is just figure out who you are, which it seems like you have, and just fucking stick with it.
Yeah.
You just gotta
And have
Roll.
fun.
and it is kind of evolving, because like talking about the new album, like the last album was songs we wrote in 2010. And
Most
we were
of
like,
it was, yeah.
these need recorded. They're at the time, like they were 8 years old. Let's get these songs documented. So it was basically like, here's where we've been. And then there was one song on that album that the four of us wrote. And that was the Bloomfield Beach song. And then with the new album, a lot of stuff is now Phil doing riffs. And
And lots of lyrics.
yeah, and like we've gone from these old songs of like, this is a minute and a half about, a T-Rex masturbating.
Playing hockey.
Yeah.
We're playing hockey.
And it's like a 3-chord, like pop
Yeah.
punk sounding
So
song.
all of a sudden, like, we're recycling these kind of like heavier riffs and throwing like in some ska upstrokes in a verse. And it's,
a whole song
instead
now.
of the whole song being like two sets of lines, all of a sudden it's like
Yeah.
3 unique verses.
Now it's nearly 3 minutes.
So, like,
long.
it's-
Yeah.
It at the beginning, it was goofy, like, oh, the dinosaurs played hockey, cool.
It's evolved.
Yeah. To like,
It's like we want this to sound good by the time we're playing.
yeah.
it has to sound good.
Like the songwriting's more complex, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's a song about dinosaurs bringing tech decks from outer space.
Sure. When I saw you at Mr. Smalls last year, how were you playing any material that's going to be on this new album?
pretty much all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been playing these songs for a while. I mean, like we were playing them before we went to record a year ago. So we've been playing it for a couple of years.
Because I do
There's some we've been sitting on though that we just don't really play that much though.
Well, I wanted to say, whenever I saw you play, that one of the things that really stuck out to me was like the crazy dynamic shift in a lot of the songs. Like there's a lot of influence and parts. Like they're well constructed songs from what I could tell. And that's why I was saying, I was like, oh, I could tell that the people writing these songs love this style of music. 'Cause there's so many, you're pulling from so many different parts. And it's not just like, you know, like 2-part songs where it's just like flapping back and forth. Like it's like, this is like absurd topics, silly band name, but it's still good music. And when I saw you live, you're fucking playing a killer set. And it's like, who the fuck cares what the band is fucking called? Almost like I would rather it be something goofy that I can laugh at this point if I'm watching a bunch of 30 somethings jump around in a room. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like I don't care about the government that much anymore. I'm fucking over it. You know, like just let's talk. Like I'm not here to think about real world problems.
Yeah.
If I have a beer in my hand, I don't want to know about like the atrocities of the world in this 20 minutes. Just talk to me about some bullshit, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some of those songs might be about that.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that.
But you wouldn't know.
It's cool because I think between the four of us, like none of us have like the exact similar taste in anything. So when it comes to music, if John has a song, it sounds different from like us, and if Phil has a song, it sounds different. Like we all have completely different sounds when it comes to what we're doing, and it definitely comes out song to song.
But like again, it all pulls like from different energies, and like that's the thing is like there's nothing wrong with music that is like super aware. You know, as I sit here with somebody that plays in Killer of Sheep, which is like probably the polar opposite of Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs in so many regards. But there's a certain energy if you see Killer of Sheep play a set that's just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I need to be a better person. This is fucking crazy. You know, it's like some real anger. There's something that's great about that too. Yeah. So it's not like it's like as much as everything doesn't have to be serious 100% of the time, it doesn't have to be goofy 100% of the time. But I feel like there's the perfect balance with FYD, if you will, where it's just like, okay, like really good songwriting, you're doing all the marketing, like you're taking yourself seriously, but it's still like, you think about like anything that's like a comedy or something, you know, like a movie or something like that. It's like, it's still produced well, it's still made well. It's just the end result is to kind of like have fun. It doesn't mean that it has to be done poorly.
Yeah.
Especially with like punk in general. It doesn't mean it has to be done poorly.
Well, I think that's why we took time with this one and decided to like make it sound good and add layers to it. And John did 3 guitar parts. The vocals are like doubled. Phil added all these like synths on songs. Like we wanted it to sound like cool and like as professional as it could.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No matter what we're
Interludes.
singing about or the song sound like, it sounds I
sat in the Beat Lab.
Yeah.
Me and Sam have the Beat Lab. It's our old roommate who moved out, and it's our office now. But I sat up there with like a MIDI keyboard and just was like, I know I want to make an intro to this song. And I sat there for like 4 hours with like Reaper and just made little instrumental things. Just it feels more than just here's a song, here's a song, here's a song.
Yeah,
We're
it's
done.
fun.
Yeah. So,
Telling a story.
Yeah.
You're painting a picture.
yeah.
You're letting these motherfuckers know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, I mean, that Critique, the one song on the new album, that's an old one from back in the day that just got like discarded. And then we brought it back. But it's about like dinosaurs being pissed off at people for what they've done to the planet and like just ruining it. And like,
Oh yeah.
It's the anthem of Greta Thunberg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. We should send it to her.
Yeah.
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 Speaking of which, no, not Greta Thunberg. She's great. We have a song that is on this new album that is used by a wrestler in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The Jurassic Punk.
Yeah, Sid Parker.
Sid Parker. Yeah. This guy reached out via Twitter. Twitter's useful.
Yes.
if you use it the right way. He was like, I found you guys. I love it. My name's Sid Parker.
He
I'm
goes
a
by
wrestler.
like Dino Punk. He's like a
his
Dino
character,
Punk dude.
the
The Jurassic Punk.
Yeah, Sorry.
And he
I'm
like
sure he typed in dinosaur punk.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we came up.
he like does the mohawk. He puts a big anarchy A on his chest. He paints his face like a dinosaur.
Velociraptor.
Like very
So
what's his name? The demon.
Finn Balor.
Finn Bell. Yeah, very Finn. But he was like, I like you guys.
Wrestling.
Can you he just straight up said, can you do a intro song for me? And I was like, well, actually
we're in the middle of recording.
we're doing
Yeah.
some recording right now.
We have a song with a really cool intro that would
Yeah.
be perfect for you.
that rules.
So the one song that's been released off the album is only playing in
Australia.
Australia right now.
at live wrestling
At
events.
live wrestling, yeah.
Yeah.
So people in Australia have heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Lucky.
We even
lucky
had to make like a
ears.
clean version of it.
Yeah.
We
And
did.
It's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
You got it. So we're gonna get a fuck yeah dinosaurs Australian tour 2020.
I mean,
we have multiple connections now because we
Yeah.
play with clowns
Yeah.
and they loved us. So
Are they from Australia too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
they're
Everything.
on Fat Wreck, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they're on Fat Wreck. They came.
Hell yeah.
We played at Howlers with them and
Gooskies.
oh, sorry, Gooskies with them.
Gooskies, yes. They
And it was a blast. They're a great band.
and then
Yeah, they're
their
a lot
their
of fun.
bassist posted a picture in our shirt the next day, and we got
got some Australian
because of the
followers.
time difference, we woke up and have like 30 some followers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard Violent Soho. They're a band. I don't know. They're on Fat maybe or Side One Dummy. I forget. But they started following us. So I was like, holy shit, this is cool.
Sick.
Yeah.
I do want to say real quick. I want to point out. I broke out
Saw
my
that.
old Jurassic Park T-shirt
Oh, man.
Pretty
specifically
badass.
for
I like
today.
that.
Yes.
I have one, but it doesn't fit me anymore.
much
been Oh, ravaged look at by that.
a T-Rex at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had this shirt for a very long time.
That's awesome.
It still fits me. It didn't fit for a long time. It was like a extra. I wore extra large shirts and Junko jeans as a kid, as any respectable human being
course.
nowadays did.
Yes.
But I grew out of this shirt. It became too big for me. But now, thanks to Trogs and
Genesee.
Genesee and Penn Brewery,
Penn Brewery.
Yes.
I have grown back into the shirt. So
There you go.
shout outs to all of them.
See, here's my problem. So I did the thing in sixth.
Cheating stating notes.
I did the thing in sixth grade.
What's the thing?
Well, where I was like, you have the kid mindset of like, I'm going to buy extra large shirts and grow into them when I'm older. I'm always going to have this shirt. So I had a shit ton of like corn, Limp Biscuit. And now I'm like,
In sixth grade?
yeah, like around that time.
I don't remember you having a corn.
Oh
shirt
my
in
God.
sixth
I had
grade.
so many corn shirts. Maybe it was seventh.
I had
but
a corn hat. And
Eighth grade was the year of Aeropostale. So it was before then.
They're
But
out of business now, I think.
so, you hit that point where I'm like, these bands are dumb. And so
yeah.
my mom cuts hair in our basement. And
She's
I'm
a beautician, not
Yeah.
a magician.
shout out to Carla.
Love you, Mom.
There's a song about her on the new album too. But
That's true.
So she took all those shirts because I was like, I'm never going to wear these again, and wore them to cut hair in and got holes in them and probably threw them away. So like I
So
miss
your
all
mom was
those.
just rocking those shirts.
Yeah, well, they're gone because I'm like, do you
Damn.
still have those corn shirts? Because I'd wear it.
Yeah.
I think I found one Limp Biscuit like early.
I had like so many sick like Slipknot shirts and stuff. I still have a couple Cradle of Filth shirts that I was able to salvage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know why I kept
Trying
those.
to burp.
I'm glad I did. But
Burp into the microphone.
No, I had a cool aunt who she would always bring me shirts
hell yeah.
like Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, I miss.
So we were talking about
yeah.
the beers,
Yes.
and I was gonna segue as we were bringing up Trogs and Genesee and Penn Brewery. I thought it might be
Beer.
a good time to bring up Dancing Gnome.
Yes.
Yes,
What's
back
that?
to the beer show, yeah.
Yeah, let's chat about my buddies Andrew and Mike and their little beer that they do.
So we went to high school with Mike.
Yeah,
No
we
shit.
did,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
And actually, when me and Sam were in
Colorado.
Avery, wherever Avery, Boulder, I don't know. We went to Avery. That was the first brewery we hit. And we're sitting there. We're like, hey, we're from Pittsburgh. I'll take one of those too. Hey, we're from Pittsburgh. We heard about you, Cerebral, because our friends from Dancing Gnome did a collaboration. And they were like giving us a list of places to go and stuff. And the bartender that we had, his name was Nick. He's like, "Oh, do you know Mike D?" I'm like, "Yeah, we went to high school with him." So Mike used to live out there
Yeah.
and worked with them for a while. So he worked at Avery. So it's a very small world. But yeah, so we know Mike. And ever since we started up like this iteration, I'm like, I want to do a collaboration beer. Like we're a beer.
John's dream.
Yeah, we're a beer band. And
Dream's
I really wanted to
coming
do it with
true.
Dancing Gnome. And I brought it up every once in a while, and it was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then we were at a party a couple months ago, and he's like, we should do a collaboration. Mike said it. He was kind of drunk too. And I'm like, dude, I've been telling you that for years.
Oh, the idea finally got incepted
Yeah.
into his brain.
So
His
we
idea.
set up a meeting and went down to Cinderlands and
Accepted.
Cool.
picked a date and
Yeah.
let's talk about the beer. Somebody else talk. I don't want to talk.
So it's going to be an Earl Grey tea IPA.
Well, of course, it's an IPA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should have put Picard on the label. That was his jam. Was Earl Grey.
Hey, we can still tell.
I don't know,
we can
man.
still tell what's his name. He still has to.
Chris.
Chris still has to make some art. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to be for the new single Earl.
Earl Sinclair.
Earl
What a guy.
What a guy.
Yeah.
From the show Dinosaurs.
From
It's
the
a,
show
it's a song
Dinosaurs.
about Earl and his friend Roy drinking
Drinking
beer.
Drinking beer.
So it's just perfect.
Yeah, it works out.
And the beer's going to be called
Primordial Ooze,
based off
which
the
is
old
one
song.
of our originals off of the first album, Jurassic Drunks.
Yes.
I just think drinking a beer called Primordial Ooze
Yeah,
sounds good. Like
Sounds
it's a
great.
good beer name, especially for a Dancing Gnome beer.
we have a lot of songs that would be good beer names.
Yeah.
Tar
Primordial
Pit.
Ooze. Tar Pit would be a great stout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get to do another beer.
Yes.
Maybe you could convince Dancing Gnome to make another stout. Because they make a lot of good beers. All of my favorite beers from Dancing Gnome that I've ever had have not been IPAs.
The
They-
stouts are great.
Yeah.
Well, we're open to any brewery. Any ideas?
Yeah.
Come to us.
other
Again,
brewery
you
wants
got
to
the
reach
beer.
out.
You know
we
what's so
are
funny?
open.
We're-
Hello, Trogs.
Talking about fucking
Genesee?
people finding their voice. You know what I mean? Like, say if you are you're a Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs or a Code Orange or whatever. When it comes to breweries, Dancing Gnome definitely found their voice with the IPAs, and they're running hard with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But they're not.
I love
it's
them,
working for. It's working for them.
I like them a lot.
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing is this is
But I'm just saying, if any of you Dancing Gnome people are shifting clocks, the Farmhouse, that was my favorite beer you ever did. Bring it back.
That was a good one.
yes.
but this is their first tea
It's going to be
beer.
their first tea beer. Yeah.
Mike said they've
That's
been
super
talking
cool.
about it.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Talking
to try
about
it.
Dead beers that need to be brought back. Dogfish Head, please bring back Saw Tea.
Yeah, saw tea.
Because that was how we decided on a tea beer. Me and John always liked the Saw Tea, and that was
Zach drinks a lot of tea.
6-7
I
years
do drink
ago.
a lot of tea.
Yeah, not coffee.
That's
So
what
good they made it.
our one song off of the first album is about. Do you like coffee? Because I like tea. Rawr.
Rawr.
Something like that.
Question. Do you like coffee? Answer.
Rawr.
I like tea.
It's not the name of the song at all.
Close enough. It's
So-
close. It's called coffee. It's called
We
coffee.
use
Look
that
it
to
up.
sound check now.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
It was a good beer, really.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'll hit that one again. Boo.
Yeah, it's right there. It's the one that says boo. Cool.
Thanks, Trent.
So we're talking a lot about beer
Yeah,
and
we
tea and coffee. Aside from all of those things, there's food is a thing that exists. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called food.
Yes.
It's a thing.
I like food. Food tastes
Dinosaurs liked food.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
human beings. You probably eat food too.
Sometimes.
So a question I want to know, is there like a Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs sponsored and or place that you would like promote as like the Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs place to eat? Do you ever like go anywhere, like have like a hangout spot where you get food together? Anything cool?
I know one that is not
What's that?
Ironborn Pizza.
Oh.
Like we're gonna have a separate liner note on the album of like no thanks to, and that's gonna go to Ironborn Pizza.
All right. Yo, let's dish it out.
There's no story.
Oh, really?
That's just what's gonna happen.
I love Ironborn. The
Speaking of
views
other
expressed in this
Millvale-
podcast do not represent the entity.
Other Millvale restaurants. Sidelines is probably the only place all four of us have been
Yeah.
that we
Well, okay,
enjoy
so
to go to often.
Here's my
Get-Go.
answer. Get go.
Okay, yeah. And Sheets.
Sheets. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say Casa Mamita taco seasoning.
Lots of Tuesday nights at John's house.
We make tacos.
It's easy.
Aldi.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Aldi.
Aldi brand
yes.
taco seasoning.
Aldi.
Restaurant.
Casa Mamita.
We're either
Okay.
eating pizza or
think-
tacos
Yeah.
at practice.
Pizza,
So,
we usually get
Fioli's.
no, Fazios.
Fazios
Yeah, it's
Fazio.
right around the corner
Fazios.
from our house.
Cool.
on Penn
But
Ave.
no, because you always ask that, and I always think like we don't really go hang out at Denny's. Like I did that in high school.
We go to John's house.
Fuck Denny's.
yeah,
Well, obviously.
hit the
Denny's,
booth.
it was
Trip, hit that
obvious.
booth.
Boo, Denny's.
Fuck Denny's.
Because I mean
Denny's
the
has fucked the shit up.
Let's add this to the collection.
the reality of it is we play a lot of bar shows. Bar shows go late.
Yeah.
We go home and go to bed. You know,
Or we
Or-
stop at Get Go.
or we stop at Get Go.
Or if we're at Gooskie's,
We'll
we
eat
get
some
wings
Yeah, tasty wings.
And the pierogies.
while we're playing, eating some wings. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs was able to do a food collaboration, what would it be?
I like the hot sauce idea, but I feel like a lot of bands do it, and we do some weird shit that we could come up with something better.
Fuck
Not
the
better.
condiment.
We could do
I'm
like a
talking
different-
of food.
We could do like a burrito. I'm saying Baby Loves Tacos.
Oh, baby loves
Ooh,
tacos.
yeah.
Shout out Baby Loves Tacos opening in Millvale on Friday. Soft opening. Hello. I'll be there.
Hello, Zach Show.
I don't know. We'd have to convert a ice cream truck to a food truck, park it at the Bloomfield Pool, and serve tacos and like that.
And ice cream.
And just say they're
And
like
ice cream.
human meat.
Yes.
Human meat.
Yeah.
Carnivore special.
Yes.
And then the
There you
herbivore
go.
special is just how you go buy weed off us.
The herbivore special.
Ever since
Go find
Colorado.
John's fiending.
I'm
for
looking at the menu. Why is the herbivore special so much more
Oh, it's
expensive?
$60, man.
You'll find out. And then you'll want some food after that.
Come back for the carnivore special.
We suggest the herbivore first.
Yes. I have a question for you. Okay. Following that, okay. Because I think I brought this up to you guys. So there's what's the fundraising meat sticks, like Country Meats, I think it's called, where you buy like a bag of beef sticks. You can pick like any flavors. It's a fundraising thing. My godson does it. Shout out to Austin Ross.
Go hockey.
Trying to get him into punk, and he likes a lot of rap, and it's
Was he
it's
the
cool.
hockey player?
Yeah, he's a hockey player. He's 9.
8,
So,
7, 6,
If
7.
you want him to listen to punk, just make him just keep suggesting rap bands and pop bands, and they'll want to probably listen to the complete opposite of what you're
Yes.
suggesting.
Who's smart?
Transplants 2002 baby. So the
Sure.
Country Meats, you pick out your flavors, you get a bag for like $90, you sell them for $1 or $3 for 2,
How many are in there?
and sell them at the merch table. You make money off, you make like 60 cents off each meat stick. So instead of being like, we're a little league team, we're just a band.
punk band.
Because if you go to Howler's, you might want some meat sticks. So what do you? Should we? Is that a good idea? Like have some meat sticks and say they're dino
are you
meats.
asking?
You know,
Dino jerky.
we should sell meat sticks at shows.
I think that would be a fucking awesome idea.
Thank you.
If you were, if they were,
If you were 12.
Okay. No. If,
I
If
want
you
a
needed
meat
a new
stick.
baseball uniform. Yes.
if you were able, like, say the company, say like you're able to like get whatever you want printed on the wrapper, like the name of your little league team or the name of your Boy Scouts troop or something like that. If you could actually make it look like a Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs branded meat
Yeah,
stick,
we could probably put a sticker.
that would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We
Yeah.
can figure it
I'm
out
into
for
it.
sure.
All right. Put a download code on it.
We could just have like little bags.
That's
Little-
a
I can
goodie
put a
bag.
sticker in there and stuff. and
I remember
put
I
it in.
was joking a
Perfect.
while ago about how I was just gonna the way I was gonna sell the new Sykes record was I was just gonna sell breakfast sandwiches and the wrapper would have a download code on it.
Yeah.
Probably fly through those fucking things.
Did we
Yeah.
ever say what food?
Like burrito is kind of
burrito,
the
yeah.
loosely.
And then a food truck with tacos and weed and ice cream.
Tacos and weed and ice cream.
We have a song about ice cream as well on the first album.
And tea. And coffee.
And tea and coffee.
We don't. Do we have a
Sweet
song? about
song's
tea?
coming.
The herbivore. Yeah, it's gonna be our 8-minute like sludge.
Dino
Sludge
coffee.
jam.
Yeah.
Dino coffee. Dino coffee.
Yeah, that one's about
That's the
coffee,
coffee
but
tea
also
song.
about tea.
Yeah.
Because I made it about tea.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
So one thing I do want to, if we can steer this conversation
Anywhere else.
into something, like okay.
Socially
Let me
redeemed.
see kickflip on that tech deck. Yeah, I'll do it.
And I was gonna save that as the grand finale, asking about tech deck tricks. So if you want to get into that now, we can.
Oh no, I gotta warm my
If we want
brain
to get
up.
into tech, the
I need more beers.
okay, all right. But
I'm gonna pull the ripcord.
One of them Jennies.
if we're not getting into, what do you got?
I bought these
Chicharrones?
around Christmas time.
Oh my gosh, he has a secret. He literally didn't tell us what it was. To kick off, is that a champagne of beers?
It's the
It
champagne
is.
of beers.
Shut up.
We're kicking off the road
Oh
to
my
the
god.
FYD
Hell yeah,
2020
boy.
campaign.
Like I said, the FYD 2020
Philip,
campaign.
you shouldn't have. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god!
Philip.
I
Well,
get myself one, but
No,
Wait.
this is
don't
we're
need-
sharing these.
Hold on. There's only one thing to do.
it's milk. Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
That's
All right.
awesome.
How does
Are they
do we
twist-
need-
Open it up.
Are they twist
They're
offs?
twist-
They're twisties.
Nice.
Open that. I still have 2 beers in front of me.
oh shit.
I have
Don't spill it on the
Do you need
table.
a red solo cup?
No, we're good.
You're good?
We're good on the class.
We can share. We're gonna share.
All right. Cool. All right. So
We should have opened
as
this one
this
at a
continues to
time.
get a
Nope.
little bit more ridiculous, I got to do 2 things.
All right.
Let's reset the camera real quick because that time's almost done on that. All right, camera's reset. That's
Ad
good to go.
break.
And then I wanted to talk with you about something that's a little bit more music oriented. All right. So we've had our discussions about
Beer.
beer. No, we've had our discussions about, taking the music that you write seriously enough, promoting, marketing, things like that. But in terms of performing, I'm curious about your thoughts on venues, whether that is in Pittsburgh or anywhere else. And, like in terms of playing music, do you take into consideration the places that you are playing and how often you are playing at those places?
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, we consider it after we get booked for the most part. Sometimes it's beforehand, but most of the time it's like, oh, this is our
I think-
third show at Howler's in 2 months. Like,
I think we are finally hitting a point where it's okay to say no more than yes, even. Like,
Sure.
we've been trying to cut back, especially with the whole album.
Upcoming release
Like,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah. We haven't
don't-
played in a few months.
Yeah.
Couple months. But we were playing once a month at least.
we were probably saying yes to like 90% of the shows we were at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last year.
And it's no offense to the people asking us. It's just, we're just trying to cut back. And I mean, is that one of those things where like the average person that might go to a show is just like, I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
But like, we do.
Yeah, I keep whenever conversations come up about like, are there too many venues in Pittsburgh? Are there not enough venues? Are there too many bands? Blah 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 blah. It's like I think everything's fine. I think the biggest problem is there are too many bands playing too much.
Yeah.
And I think that like there are a lot of very, whether it's intentional or unintentional, just selfish bands that will play the same fucking 3 venues every other week. And it's just like, you're the ones that are like, I don't want to say killing the scene because that sounds so dramatic and dumb, but like, you killed it. People get bored.
At least
Yeah.
Yeah.
draining it of some energy.
Yeah.
I think when we started, we were doing howlers.
We did Howlers a
ton.
lot when we first came back in 2017.
But
It's a home
was
base.
a good bit as well.
a ton was once a month.
Yeah.
But
I-
like people are still there.
I think that the idea ultimately is like, okay, it's like, why are you playing the show?
Yeah.
For some people, it's because, well, I just want to get out of the house and do something. It's like, have you ever thought about just leaving all of your shit at home and just going to somebody else's show?
Yeah.
It's so much less work and you could still fucking network if you want to be like a cunt. You could take fucking demo CDs and hand them out to people and do the same amount of work that you would be doing if you played a show without actually having to play the show. Nothing against playing shows. I love playing shows, but it's also tight to just show up and like, oh, I could just leave. I don't have to fucking load out gear.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah. How about playing maybe one show every other month? But then in those extra weekends, go check out your friends' fucking bands.
We were
Put
talking
some
about
fucking
that this
stickers in your
morning.
pocket and
Yeah.
just fucking go hang out. And it sounds so scummy, but
Or-
it is 2020 network.
Or try to do some kind of tour. It doesn't have to be like
That
a
as
super
well.
long thing. Like being in Killer of Sheep, like we all have stuff going on. Like 2 of the guys have kids, so they can't just like, up and leave for a month. So we usually do like a 3-day weekend or even like a one-off. And it's like you're getting to go somewhere completely different, see a whole different crowd, different bands. And then you can be like, oh, well, like Killer of Sheep will go a few months without playing in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, man, I played 4 shows in the last month and none of them are in Pittsburgh. And it was still 4 different weekends. Like
That's like that's what we've been doing with Grey Walker. It's just very much just like a lot of people will just be like, yo, like when's your next show? It doesn't seem like you're doing anything. It's like, no, we're doing stuff. We're just not here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love the idea of playing a lot and it's a good thing to get that experience on stage and get, especially like getting a different type of venue each time you play. Cause then you know how to deal with different things. Like I've been in bands where the kids only play like nice places and they expect all the sound to be right. And I'm like, dude, we're playing Gooskies. There's no sound person here.
Yeah.
Like you can't be a dick. We're running our sound. And if you don't hear anything, then you just got to like be a good musician. So it's cool to like get that kind of experience, but like at the same time, maybe try it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's weird. I think
I want to encourage people to play a lot.
yeah,
but like,
there's a balance. I feel like too, it's like I think you got to know like what's right for you. Like for like if we go back to Grey Walker, we've never played the Goose Keys, and it's 100% because it's like they don't have stage monitors, and if our guitar players can't hear each other, we're fucked.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate
But you're
dilemma.
playing a different level of music than
It's a-
let's say fuck yeah dinosaurs.
Well, it's not even that. It's just
I
not
think
levels.
It's just like we know
your technical musicianship is like here, and we're just like, oh,
it's just like
No.
what we are comfortable with. I mean,
Yeah.
I just
Oh, yeah.
scream.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter to me.
yeah,
I don't need the monitors. I'm fucking laying on somebody's shoulders on the other
Yeah.
side of the room half the set anyways. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter.
Well, being in
But-
different
That's what
bands,
Zach
there's
does,
different
too.
things that I need to be
But
on
I think that
stage.
it's
Like,
like- yeah, it's
Killer of Sheep, you're not
Are
gonna
you guys
hear shit.
arguing?
No.
I think
Killer
it's just a
Sheep, I'm not
matter
gonna
of
hear
like
anything,
knowing
man.
what is right for you and your
Yeah,
band. So it's
exactly.
like I know that venue, and I think Goose Keys is a cool place. I like it for certain styles of music and certain people that want to play there. We did a Sykes and a New Violence show there once, and it was like not a good idea.
Well, it's basically like playing a basement. Like
Yeah.
it's
I will
it's just
say,
a room.
It gets
you know?
hot.
I think even where we are at our like goofy, but we take it seriously, blah, 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 blah. Like, I think we kind of, even if we don't think about it, adapt to where we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Base- like-
100%. Yeah,
Like the one Gooski show, Zach, because it was in the middle of summer, it was so hot, we wrote the set list on Zach's back.
yeah.
Like with Sharpie. He took his shirt off and played the show, and the only set list we had was his back. So like,
And
But
I
he's,
love
he's
that.
always on the
I think I
floor in front of the
sweated
stage.
some of it
6
off
songs
too.
in, it was like
Gone.
What's that say?
whatever
I love
you
that.
feel like playing, you can drum
Yeah,
up
we're just
song
like
title.
shout out a song. Someone pick a song.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also like to call it "Fuck It, Dinosaurs."
Yeah. If we do a
Yeah.
fuck it dinosaurs, that means the crowd's
the
gonna call out
crowd
our set
chooses
list.
our set list.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's worked out. Because if
Yeah.
it didn't work out like that, it'd be really bad.
It's
Yeah,
it's
It,
so,
it does work.
Fuck it dinosaurs.
It's a great example of the democratic process.
Go
You
vote.
go to a show to tune out, but there's still these real things prevalent.
it's it's so funny because like on the flip of things, if we're talking about like there are bands that can like play in any venue that they want, but I'm always like joking about like bands that say if your goal right now, like if your goal is to be like a serious rock band, like say you want to be the next
Imagine Dragons.
exactly.
Yes.
No, that's the perfect example. How the fuck do you start?
God, I pray we don't do that.
You
But-
hire a lawyer. That's the first thing you do.
Wait till the third album.
That's the way way the
fuck?
industry works.
That's so funny. Holy shit. But no, I mean, like, legitimately, like, I mean, that's a really good answer. But, like, in terms of playing shows, like, you're a DIY band. Like, if you're, like, an Imagine Dragon style rock band,
It doesn't even.
Or Imagine Dragons
Rock is
core.
so
you're not playing
Dragon Core.
acousties. You know
Imagine
what I
that.
mean? Like, how do those bands get started?
It seems like it's
It's
almost
a lawyer and a PR guy.
creative.
I think they
You have to
were
be
all
super
created
selective.
in a lab
With
That is-
DNA.
with
Secret of
DNA.
it is.
Well, Billie Eilish isn't even a human.
No, she's real.
Lord is just Randy Marsh. So
Yeah, Lord is Randy
yeah.
Marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Billie Eilish, I don't have a problem with. It's so funny. It's because it's like I've been talking about this a lot lately in terms
dig
of
her.
like people talking about like, you know, sometimes it takes almost a decade to find yourself as an artist, and we're talking now. Fuck yeah, Dinosaurs started in 2010. Regardless of the break and things like that, we're here a decade later, and you're there.
that's crazy.
It was no different for Billie Eilish. Blew up in like what 2018. She's like 17 or 18 years old, but she
Yeah.
started making music when she was like fucking 9.
Yeah, I guess her
So-
brother does a
Her
lot of
brother does the beats,
producing
yeah.
and stuff. Okay.
So that's the thing. They still spent almost a decade getting it together before anybody was paying attention. It's just
Yeah.
like she just started a lot
same
younger.
thing with
None of it's really
like-
actually
like-
overnight.
Yeah.
You know?
no, never.
she seems like she worked. Lizzo.
Yeah.
Seems like Lizzo worked. You know, like
I saw Lizzo in 2015
Really?
or 14. Yeah, she was on tour with Slater Kenny.
holy shit.
what?
That's awesome.
I saw Lizzo and I was like, "This is awesome." And she had a couple dancers and a DJ.
Did she play her flute?
Aquafina opened that show.
Why would I want to watch water?
That is the-
Aquafina.
where was that at?
It was at Stage AE.
Really?
It was whenever Slater Kenny got back together like 5 years ago and they did a tour. And I saw them at Stage AE. And it was Aquafina, Lizzo, and Slater Kenny.
The Pepsi water company?
No,
She's an actress.
Yeah,
She's a
Aquafina.
Asian
She has that
American
new
she
show.
actress.
just won a Golden Globe.
Yes.
You totally beat out Dasani for it. It was a complete snub.
It's Aquafina with a W, like Awk.
Yeah. No, I know. Okay.
Yes, yes. Anyway,
Shout
that
out to
show was
Aquafina.
awesome. But like, yeah, I saw Lizzo 5 years ago, and it's like awesome seeing how big she is now, and like she was still in a awesome fucking tour at that point.
Did she play her
She was
flute?
doing a few weeks of like sold out shows for
Yeah.
like this old like Riot Girl band
Yeah.
from the 90s. It was like badass to see that.
Yeah. It's
But-
cool to see people at that level that you know worked for it.
Yeah.
Like
And that's
going
just
back
music.
to Imagine Dragons. Did they work for it? I don't
No, they were created in a lab.
I don't want to take anything away because we don't know. They could start like we did, and then they became what they are now and are successful.
It's I talk a lot about like
Fuck dragons to
Yeah.
We have to change our name, and then we can change it to Imagine.
I'm
Yeah,
always talking
dinosaurs.
a lot about like the state of modern rock on the podcast, and it's so funny because like Imagine Dragons, I could not give a fuck less about, and I had a podcast earlier today, and Imagine Dragons got brought up with my guest, and they were like, "I like Imagine Dragons. I'm a big fan. I've seen them plenty of times and things." I'm like, whatever you like,
That's
you like.
their thing. Yeah,
But it's so funny because like it's like I don't give a.
That's-
that was
That's AWOL Nation. Sorry.
Jeez, oh my god.
They're okay.
But
know your rock bands. Okay.
yeah, know your rock
Well,
bands.
know what rock is now.
But it's I have
not
no
rock at all.
I have no
There's nothing
idea.
about it.
Did you see that?
That's what I was talking about with my guest earlier. Sorry. Keep your thought.
Okay.
Brian speaking.
in it?
Don't forget what you're gonna say.
I'm going to put my finger here.
So I was talking earlier. About how interesting it is
He's
how
writing it
like
down.
modern like rock and a lot of things that are popular in rock don't have guitars.
Yeah.
But in pop and hip hop there are more guitars.
It's
Yeah,
backwards.
they're-
All the hip hop shows I go to are like full
They
bands.
have full-
Yeah, it's like
That's
badass
cool.
musicians.
It's so
Like,
weird.
So
they're,
we
like,
should go that
killing
way.
it.
We should go that way with album
You should get a
3.
guy with a laptop. You're saying.
Hip hop?
Hey, Brian, do you want to join Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs?
All right, I'm in.
That's Brian does that. That's his
Fuck
Sykes
yeah, Sykes.
shit.
Yeah.
Just
Sykes,
put some
yeah.
hip hop beat over
Dinosaurs.
it.
Fuck yeah,
just
Dino
rap over
Sykes.
dinosaurs.
Fuck
You
Sykes,
and Zach can
Dinosaurs.
just start rapping together.
Yeah.
Zach will sing,
So-
you'll rap. There it is.
Ooh.
I feel like
Sykes and the dinosaurs. There he is.
Yeah, that's a split. We could do it.
Oh hell yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. We'll do
I'm
it.
down.
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
Let's
man,
do it.
I'll
Let's
write
do
that
a
down.
let's
Write
do a
it
battle
down.
set.
Split.
Let's do a battle set.
Right Sykes.
Not
and the
even
Dinosaurs.
not even a battle set.
But then it'll
We just-
turn into a split like you did with a trash bag.
Yeah, the trash. That's low key probably one of my favorite things I've ever released.
That
and
was awesome.
simultaneously one of the most slept on things that I've ever done. I just feel like a lot of people just didn't get it because it didn't make
Dude,
for like
I loved that. I saw the at the Get Hip performance
yeah.
that night. That was so badass. I loved it so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm glad that you got it.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate
it's
it.
so cool.
But yeah, there's just like I knew it was like that. It's just one of those things where it's like I know nobody's gonna get this. It was just like, are you familiar, Dean, with that thing?
yeah.
It was just like,
I think you mentioned it on another episode. I
yeah,
looked
it was
up.
just like basically a thing where for anybody that's listening that doesn't know, there was a band in Pittsburgh, a punk band called Trash Bag, and we played a show together once, and I fell in love with this band because they were just so much fun. Didn't give a
So
fuck.
cool.
Were a lot of fun. Like they were just a really good, fun punk band. And I was like, I want to do a fucking split with you guys, but what I want to do is we'll record your songs, and then I'm gonna take all of the stems and I'm gonna make beats only sampling your stems, like nothing else. So I'm gonna sample all your drums, your bass, your guitar, and your vocals. I'm gonna make beats out of those, and then we're gonna do a split where it goes seamless. Trash Bag into a song that's sampled, Trash Bag into a song that's sampled. So we did that, and it turned out a lot of fun. There's actually a song on that called Jurassic Barf, by the way.
Yes.
That's about time traveling and dinosaurs and things like that, which is completely that's a weird irony thing right now. I just realized that.
Sounds like
Can
a cover.
Can we do that?
Yeah,
At least
but-
just call it Jurassic Barf.
but
Time travel is
the
a topic that we haven't touched on yet.
Yet.
It's inevitable.
It'll
Yeah.
happen.
But that's
Champagne.
But the split was a lot of fun. Yes. And but whenever it came out, I feel like there were a lot of people that were just like, what the fuck is this? But I like it because I like weird shit.
I thought it was sick.
It's really hard to appeal to the people,
Yeah.
I think. And
well,
it's like,
especially when you're weird.
and how do you, and that's something we deal with. Like, you can sit there and go, I'm going to, I have 5 minutes. I'm going to go on Facebook and invite people to like the page. But if it's a friend of mine that hasn't liked the band page at this point,
There's no
why
hope.
push it? And that's something I've talked about before where it's like, you don't realize, like, we do this all the time. We're writing, we're playing shows, we're getting together and figuring out how to sell an album. And like,
Drinking.
there's people that like are the people that, when you used to get in the car and they had the first generation iPad or iPod. And it's like, oh yeah, it's just like all the music they had on Napster in 2001.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not really into music.
Yeah.
You can't be like, hey, we have this punk rock band about dinosaurs that plays in stinky bars. You want to come see us? You want to come see us on a Tuesday night?
Yeah.
They don't all stink.
They don't all stink. But I mean,
The
it's
smoky ones do.
you want to turn people onto it.
Yeah.
But
Only so much you can control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't make people give a shit.
no.
no.
It's cool whenever people actually show up and like we'll see them at different shows and we don't even really like know them personally.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, you've been at our last 4 shows. And then we become friends with them. It's like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we like actually like reached someone.
Yeah.
Or like some little kids wearing our shirt. It's like, oh, what the fuck is going on? That was nuts. So
Cholton,
Let's talk
come
about-
back.
well, I'm not talking about
Cholton.
the other little kid at Greensburg.
Oh, I wish I remembered his name.
So we have a web store through Ink Division, and we had
Check it out.
our Bloomfield Beach tank top, but as a shirt, and just an idea to put it up there. And we sold one of them, and it was someone I'd never heard of, and I'm like, that's cool. So I say like 4, 5, 6 months go by, and we played the Greensburg music fest, and there's this like 10-year-old kid wearing the shirt, and I was like, holy shit, that's the one shirt. And this kid and his dad were singing all the words to all of our songs.
Loved it.
And it was just like, what is going on? There was a picture of Zach, went up to him singing, and the kid is singing with him.
Yeah.
And it's like the coolest fucking thing. And the guy's like, oh, we listen to your album all the time. And it's like
His
what?
dad was like, he's the coolest kid in 8th grade. He wears it to school all the time.
Yeah, so
Love
we're like,
that.
oh, cool. Little fuck yeah dinosaurs.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
the-
somehow we like reached this like little kid, and it's fucking awesome.
we should actually take that off the web store. So he's the only person that will ever have that.
No one else has bought it
Limited
since that.
edition.
It's been up there for over a year.
Yeah.
That's what I love about playing like those fests. Like when we've done the first year we played Millville Music Fest, it was the first one ever. There was like this dad like basically got down like on his knees and was moshing with his kid like in the pit, like on his knees, just going around.
That's awesome.
And like it was so fucking tight. And we did we just played at Ormsby, and there was some friends of ours brought their kids there, and it's really funny because there was like I don't know what the relation of these kids were, but there was like 2 boys and a little girl, and like the 2 boys just like, you know, like right there, like getting it, and the girl's just sitting there like she just could not give a fuck less about being there. But
That's like Luke's daughter.
I love I love kids at shows though. It's so fun. And like afterwards, like they wanted to take a picture. I was like, hell yeah. And I gave the one kid a microphone, like so you can like hold the microphone. Everybody's all like,
That's awesome.
It's fucking tight, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Because we do so many 21 and over shows. The festivals are usually like the all ages things that we do.
Yeah, we did like Little Italy.
And it brings out
Yeah.
like, different people, and it's cool. Like that's one
As
way.
it turns
Like
out, every kid loves dinosaurs.
kids like
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
I guess adults, you'd be divided on like who maintained their love of dinosaurs versus who grew out of it and is like also probably doesn't like even like punk rock.
Yeah.
So like
It's crazy to see how many kids usually have some kind of dinosaur print on,
Yeah.
like at a
Yeah.
brewery or
Anytime.
something.
It's come back. In
There's
a big
all kinds
way.
of dinosaur, and I want a dinosaur
never
shirt.
left.
Like I just want a nice dinosaur
It
print.
left a little bit.
I had some when I was like 2 years old. I had these fake knockoff Converses with dinosaurs all over them. They were like zip up.
Do you still have them? I might
No.
turn into them.
I don't think I have them, Zach. My mom might have one. I don't know.
There
I'll
was
ask her.
so.
Me
you
mom.
managed to chip it out of the copper.
Speaking of which, there's a lot of different like dinosaur print Converse out there,
Yes.
but they're all for kids.
Yeah, yeah.
I like constantly look for an adult size
I've seen
dinosaur shoe, and
They
I
don't-
cannot find it.
I've seen the ads pop up on Instagram,
Yeah,
and everybody on Instagram's like, "You guys are idiots. Make
Wow.
these an adult size." It's like you're advertising to adults. Like,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to make dinosaur shoes.
That could
That was
be
my
a tier.
Hit a button.
Yo, what can
Ooh, I
Ink
like
Division do
We can do a lot.
What
we'll make it
can't
happen.
Ink
to get
Division.
shoes manufactured?
I'm sure we.
Jason.
I'm sure we have some sort of outlet.
Jason, if you're watching or listening,
Buy some blank.
help us out.
Hey,
We
he's,
need
he's really
shoes.
into shoes right now. I'm not even
Perfect timing.
kidding. I'm not. He's really
I'm
into
not
shoes
surprised.
right now.
Why am I not
I
surprised?
He
have
has
an
like
idea.
awesome Nikes every time I see him, and they're always some like really cool like design I've never seen. I'm like, dude, he's a sneakerhead now.
What
so-
if you just get some blank?
He moved on from
slip on Vans.
Yeah.
Screen print the top.
Well, we know some sublimation people that can sublimate them too.
Okay. Oh yeah, sublimate. Duh.
Yeah.
sublimate.
That's a word
Sublimate.
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Actually, my high school
Word
chemistry
of the day,
teacher
sublimate.
said that was not a word to me, but he congratulated me for the effort.
Oh well,
That's
Tom
sublime
Harden.
style. Straight from Long Beach.
sublimation.
So this is the point in the conversation when I would probably be wrapping up, but we all still have beer.
Yeah.
So if nobody's in a rush,
We have nowhere to be.
we can
Yeah.
just keep talking. I'm just gonna let everybody know at this point, if you're still watching and or listening,
We're just hanging out.
it's been as much as on the rails as this has barely been. It may get worse moving forward.
Yeah.
So stick around.
So
We
stick
can-
around if
we
you're
can
into it.
figure something out to talk about. and
Stick
then just
around if
yeah,
you're into
Try
it.
to talk about.
What
it.
else are you gonna do?
We're
tonight?
not in a
Do you ever
rush.
play songs on the show, like just full songs.
I have a
But the
separate.
video feed, like it's like when the when a sports game is like, oh, the game is gonna lull for enough time for us to jam a commercial in, and they split the feed.
I don't do that. I could, but
He's
I
not
don't.
the NFL.
He doesn't
Well,
want to do
but
that,
there's
Phil.
no sponsors that are like, hey, how about when shit gets boring, you could.
Yeah,
pull
no,
up
it,
one of our ads.
it would be sick if I had a sponsor because believe it or not, this show's very expensive to produce in one way or another.
It's
Yeah,
all,
I believe it.
all runs money.
Ink Division.
Everything costs money. Does Ink Division want to sponsor my podcast?
Yes.
Maybe Casa
I'm speaking
Bonita.
for my boss. Yes.
It is hard. Money is a complicated thing. I guess that's something we could talk about.
Oh yeah,
To be completely honest, if you're right now,
Hey.
you're trying to do some
We're
crowdfunding
trying to
for the vinyl and all that stuff.
Yes.
Because it costs money to get it recorded and mixed. It costs money to master it. It costs money to get it produced. It costs money to do all that stuff.
The thing that always made me laugh
Oh boy,
Oh,
is just
Face.
I don't know.
well, no, like vinyl.
Carla's coming out.
Don't talk about my mom.
All right, George is coming out. Talk about your
about
dad.
my dad.
All right, Blaze.
Oh, I was gonna make a dad joke. I said we're not in a rush. We're in fuck yeah dinosaurs. Blah, blah, blah.
I know where the boo is.
Vinyl is so big with punk, but vinyl's not cheap.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
So
Yeah.
punk is not big either.
And I think, I think it's got to be a thing we got to be transparent about, because we're talking about setting up the tiers of like rewards and stuff. And like the last couple times we've gotten together, like even before we came here, we were just like, we should record a video. We want to get this launched. Oh, excuse me. But we want to get, I think we want to get the Indiegogo thing going. That way, like once we do that 21st show, it'll be like towards the end of it, but it'll still be up to where it's almost like a fundraiser. Like, hey,
It could be like when that ends, like the album's almost like just there already.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to wait 4 months for it to be done. It's ready to go.
yeah.
Which
So like, you know, we have money for playing shows. Like we sell shirts, but like we got to pay Zach for recording us, and we got to pay Dave for mastering. You know, like it all adds up, and then we got to pay for the record.
pay for the actual vinyl.
So
Which is a lot.
we want to do.
So-
Say,
we want to do
pretty
wacky.
penny.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So the fundraising thing hasn't happened yet,
No.
right?
So
we want
that's-
to. We want
When do you want to have these records?
That's why we're here.
Easy, John.
We wanted to ask.
we
you
already
what you
already
think.
have a we know the timeline and
Yeah.
we've talked to my friend who masters has been like it's going to take this many months.
We're
Yeah.
thinking. We're
Because
thinking.
he'll help us in the production because he cuts lacquers
Okay.
and he works with plants all the time.
That
and
helps.
he's like,
Gotta
don't
groove.
plan the show until you know.
Yeah.
He's warned us a bunch of times, but he's like, it'll take at least 3 months for it to happen.
That's
And we're probably going through a plant in like Cleveland, so we'd be able to go like pick 'em
Gotta
up.
Groove?
Gotta
Yes.
groove.
yeah.
So he said at least 3 months.
Phil does this one.
You drink a lot of beer, you got to pee.
Yeah.
We know not to schedule anything yet because
No.
we don't know when
Yeah.
it will be done.
Yeah, I
so
mean-
we know it's going to take a while, which is why we're going to do a fundraiser.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
want to be able to maybe, get some things going before the end of the fundraiser just so we can get it out in a nice, time.
Yeah,
But
that's
we
a-
also want to get this fundraiser out with it.
Yeah, we want that to start before the end of this
soon.
month.
Yes.
We might launch it this week.
We
Yes.
might launch it this week.
Before the end of
Keep your
January.
eyes
before the
It
end
might
of the
be.
week.
It might be up by the time this is out.
Yes.
I hope.
I'm definitely releasing this before your
The 21st.
show, before the
Okay,
show,
cool.
for sure.
Oh, thank you. That
But
makes sense.
yeah, I would definitely say make sure that you get your shit sent out
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Dave Polster, and I think he's in Columbus. He's been giving us all the information we need. He's been very helpful because we'll be like, this is the first time any of us have done something with vinyl.
Yeah.
Working with any type of plant. And he's like, okay, here's pages of information that
Yeah.
he'll like personalize for us and be like, this is what I think. Here's an option.
Awesome.
So he's like,
Hell yeah.
he's giving us like, we're like, can we just go with you to do like help us all the way through? And he's totally into it. And I think it's going to help a lot because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, he's
I-
been a huge help and
Yeah.
well of information.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I keep saying the whole thing's like a bunch of
Audio.
different puzzle pieces of like, to know this date, we need to know this date.
Yeah.
But to know this date, we need to know when it's mastered.
Yeah.
And then artwork.
Which
you
is
know?
hard being patient. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why bands have managers.
Yes.
And things
Yeah.
like that.
Yes. That's why there's a lot of me going like, calm down. It's okay. Let's figure this out. Don't get too
DIY.
stressed out. We're DIY, but we have to be calm. We
DME.
can't just be like, hey, let's do this because then it's going to get fucked up.
It's so funny. I just had a thought. This just entered my brain literally a second ago. So I need to find a way to articulate this that makes sense.
Yes.
Take your time.
But so, okay. So there's like everybody jokes about the boomers, right?
Okay.
And,
Boomer.
and,
Okay, Phil.
So let's wait for our homie to sit back down.
Phil, is that my shirt?
Which one? No.
Why would he have your shirt on?
Because I have a green one that looks exactly like that. Anyway, don't lose that thought.
So,
Great.
all right. So I just had an epiphany,
Oh.
and I want you to be a part of this.
Oh boy, here we go.
So I'm going to try to articulate this, and I'm upset that this is happening so late in the conversation, but
Uh-oh.
we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll clip it out if it turns out to be anything good. So you have your boomers, right? And everybody's joking about boomer mentality and how they were so privileged in one way or another, right? Like buying houses and things like that is a lot easier to do back in the day. And now you have boomers that give us shit because we can't do things that they were able to do, but because the economy is fucked, right? I feel like there's definitely a demographic that people don't talk about of boomer punks.
Yes.
So I feel like being a band nowadays, and it's so much more expensive and complicated than it was back in the day when you had like punk bands that were able to just do 12 inches, 7 inches things. It wasn't expensive. None of them had to do fucking crowdfunding and all of this shit.
Yeah.
And now it's so much more complicated for bands that are in our position to do it. But then you have those same fucking people giving us shit for trying to do a crowdfunding or doing something like that. And it's just like, fuck you, punk boomer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the epiphany that I had.
Yeah.
I think
Valid point.
I think that really has mostly just to do with the putting out and production of the music on physical, because I feel like we have it way easier with like booking shows. Because I know guys that were touring even in like the 90s, like you call up a place to book a show and then you drive there and it's not there anymore.
Yo, I remember whenever I was talking with, I believe it was John from Etta Hockley, way back in the day, I had him on the podcast, and he was telling me
I
about,
love you, John.
Yeah,
You are the sexiest man.
John's-
You're the
John's a
best
dude.
pace player in the world. I love you.
he's actually,
I love you.
I ran into him at Brillo Box over the weekend, and we were talking about him coming back on, so I want to do that really, really soon. But whenever I did the episode with him, we were talking about how like back when he was starting to do bands, it was before like everybody had fucking fancy cell phones, and like him and like the people he's in bands with, they would go to the library to like do all of their like booking all of their tours, like looking up contacts and sending all of their emails like from the fucking Carnegie Library.
I
Because
feel
that's
like
how they had to do it.
That's still like the most legit thing you had to fucking do.
Yeah.
Being in a band. So I feel like there's different levels of it. I know the putting out music is definitely seemed way easier of a thing to do before, at least with like physical, like putting on a record or something. Because now we can upload something, but that's not the same thing as holding a 12-inch or 7-inch. So, I mean, okay, punk boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always
that's been the
thought
punk
that,
boomer
like,
segment.
Like growing up, I always liked the Misfits, and they did the whole thing back then, 70s or whatever, where they would just do 7-inch.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
can't do that now. I mean,
Well, I
that's,
feel like by the 80s and 90s, vinyl pressing plants were like,
yeah.
Going
please,
out. Yeah.
we'll entice you in any way
Yeah,
we
that
can.
makes sense, yeah.
If you use our services,
Keep us
because
in business.
set in the compact disc are
That opens the
literally
whole
all the way out of business.
conversation of like, like we want to put out a record on vinyl,
yeah.
and like we have to wait for it to get pressed. Like the whole idea of record store day and how like you can get a Bruce Springsteen Born in the USA used at Attic Records, shout out to Attic Records, for
Like
$2.
$1, yeah.
And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, remastered for 2020. And then it's $30.
Yeah. So-
like I don't want a $30 copy of
and
Born
that-
in the USA.
That stuff fucks us.
and that eats up the space
Well,
of
it's
the
like-
pressing plants.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like my full-time job is I'm the production manager for Get Hip Records.
Yeah.
So in terms of like getting things manufactured, like that's what I do. So record store day like fucks us.
Yeah.
We like intentionally have to schedule album releases around record store day pressing.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you want to try
not
to
gonna
get
come
if you
out.
want to try to get fucking 300 or 500 copies of a record, that's a lot of fucking records.
yeah.
yeah.
But if you want to try to get 500 records pressed in the time where it's like, oh, fucking, Capitol or whatever is willing to get their fucking 10,000 Bruce Springsteen picture discs manufactured, like you're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about you. It's
That's
like,
going first for
it's
sure.
like we have fucking like 4 months out of the year
Yeah.
if we're lucky. And that's split up like 2-month periods out of the year where like things are dead and it's like, let's go.
Yeah.
And just try to do all the manufacturing in these tiny fucking windows. Otherwise,
that's-
we're fucked.
That's why we're here. So
Wait, there are. I'm just catching up though. Is there 2 record store days per year? Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
a spring and a fall one?
yeah, Black
Yeah.
Friday
Like,
and then April.
I have inherited so much fucking vinyl that I never.
Yeah, there's
need
like
to purchase another record. Like I'll take what people give me and I will listen to that first.
Mhm.
But I'm still in the process of going through alphabetically
You have lots of
all
records
of
I haven't
these
even touched
records
yet.
that I got when my dad died.
Well,
So
I
I got
mean,
a lot of vinyl. to listen to.
there's so much conspiracy that like, you know, like so much stuff gets manufactured and it doesn't even fucking matter. It's just like, let's make all these fucking records and let's shove them into every fucking Target and Urban Outfitters and Best Buy that we can.
The checkout line in Aldi
yeah.
has 12-inch records.
I thought they were calendars. I'm like,
No, you're like, that's a 12-inch Adele record. I'm like, why is that here?
2020 Eagles calendar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah. It's like, why is this
fucking
here?
hate the Eagles.
No.
Fuck
That's
the
nuts.
Eagles.
Fuck the Eagles.
Boo.
We could start a rivalry with the Eagles if we needed to right here and now.
Fuck no, Eagles.
He's talking about the band, not the team, right?
The band. Yeah.
What's a team?
I had a point I was going to make about that, and I forget what I was getting at.
Well, you figure it out. I'm going to tell you this.
You love Joe
So
Walsh.
I have 4% battery left in the camera,
Hello.
but I have 2 spare batteries. So I'm going to swap that motherfucker
Dude,
out real
all
quick.
right.
I'm gonna pee. Let's
I'm
hang
gonna
out.
pee,
We're
yeah.
here.
I'm
man.
also gonna pee.
If you're cool hanging out,
During
Yeah.
this battery exchange.
Is
I'll
have
pee too.
beer.
Is anybody coming in after us?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
dude,
Yeah.
let's hang
All right.
out.
Sunday
We-
fun day?
Let's hang out.
Run
All right.
the Innovation
Taking a halftime.
Center. We're gonna
So-
take a brief break.
So this is the I'll completely edit this break out and nobody will know.
I'm saying like before. Like let's just
How about this?
play a song
If you're-
from the record.
If you're if you're
We don't
listening,
have it.
if
I
you're
can send it
listening,
not right now. We'll,
if
I
you're
can send
listening,
him a song.
take a break with us.
Yeah.
Go take a pee.
Go pee. Carla.
You're talking, we were in the bathroom trying to think about things to touch on. That's what you just said.
well, that wasn't as bad as.
What'd you say on at CMU?
John
All
once
right.
said,
Boy.
let's
Let's
insert a boy on live radio.
live on the air.
No one made a big deal about it.
So-
except you
We
guys.
laughed a lot.
We
Yeah,
did.
who actually wrote the FCC to complain about that?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I'll write it.
I
though.
did. I will.
Zach wrote a letter.
I was offended.
I don't know if they're gonna take a letter about a live broadcast that was 3 months ago.
This isn't even live.
No. We're talking about advanced calculus.
Oh,
We were on Advanced Calculus. We were doing a live set,
I was saying,
and
like,
we were trying to pick a song to put into the set list because we had time. And John goes, "Well, let's insert one of these boys."
Let's insert a boy.
Insert
right
a boy.
here.
We were deciding whether or not to play it.
He's like, "Let's insert a boy," is what he said, and he
we
didn't
don't need
know.
to talk about it on.
well, I mean, no.
like going to the
since we're
bathroom
bringing
and
up
fine.
advanced
touching.
calculus, I do want to call out Sean Cho.
Shancho.
Thank you, Sean Cho.
Hi. What's he gonna
Fuck
say?
you, Sean Cho,
Woo!
because you're the only real human being that has ever turned down to be on my podcast.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The only other living creature that has turned down the podcast is Manny Thiner, but that's
Oh no.
Neither
doesn't count.
here nor there.
I love
He
you,
doesn't
Manny.
count.
You've been very supportive of us.
No, he
I
hasn't.
love you, Sean Cho.
I do like Sean. Sean's a great dude. He's a very, very talented human being, and I would love to be able to sit down with him one on one. To be fair, it's been
I don't want any
it's been a little bit since I've asked him, and I haven't seen him. But the invitation is still open.
He was in a great mood that night when we were on Advanced Calculus. Oh my god. That could have been bad.
So coming up, this would mean a lot to me. I'm just gonna say this to you guys. So coming up really, really soon, like in the next month, I'm gonna be hitting episode 300 of this podcast.
300.
Yes.
Thank you,
Good job.
Trip.
I got you.
Trip's doing great.
I would really like for episode 300 to be with somebody I've always wanted to talk
What if it
to.
was Sean Cho
Sean
and
Cho.
Manny together?
I don't want to. I don't know if I want.
There
to
isn't
see
enough
that.
heroin in the world for me to get through that.
Oh no. There is enough heroin in the world, though. Like, we're probably more than enough.
Yeah,
heroin
probably. Just
in
saying.
general.
In general.
That is not the
Probably
substance
too
I expected you to say.
Yeah.
Heroin.
Just kidding.
I think Sean Cho might be the guy to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hit him up.
I love being on his good side since I met him in like 2011.
No, he's such an interesting character. I love people that like don't give a fuck and aren't
very
afraid to let you know that they don't
straightforward.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was in a band, the Beauregards. That was one of like the first band I was in, and we were play at the Smiling Moose all the time because the guys in the band were all under 21 except for me. So we would do the all ages shows, and Sean Cho always did sound. And my buddy Tim, who works at Reverend, started trying. He was customizing things, like he made his own guitar, finishes, and he redid his amp, like he made it a different color, and it's like this little Fender combo amp, and it was like the first time he ever did it. And Sean Cho, we were setting up, and Sean goes, this, whose amp is that? And Tim's like, it's mine. He goes, that looks like fucking shit, dude. And I was like, oh my God, I fucking love you, Sean Cho. He did not give a fuck. He loved us. He was calling, he's like, who did that? Well, it looks like fucking shit, dude. Did not give one fucking, like, no fucks. And I love Sean Cho for that, because he's always been like a solid dude, but like if he doesn't like what you're doing, he'll let you the fuck know he doesn't like it. So it's cool that he like had us on his show and got us back and everything, and like had a great time and talked to us before and after. It was, I like Sean Cho.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've known him for almost 10 years now, just like playing around in different bands and seeing him from this venue.
He could have easily been like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
He saw us at, we played Ham Bones. It was probably a year and a half ago, and he showed up to see, I forget what band it was that was playing, but he stayed for our set, and he thought it was hilarious, because he does this little like, he won't laugh. He won't laugh. He'll just kind of do like a,
He'll grin.
he'll do like a fuck
Yeah.
you smile, like, okay, I see what you're doing. It's okay.
Sykes and the New Violence did an advanced calculus, and afterwards, we sat around and talked with him for maybe like almost an hour, like after everything was done, and it was like the one time that like I always had like really good rapport with him and talking with him at shows and things like that. But that was the only time it was like face to face, quiet, no other bands, just talking with him for an hour, and I was just like, I like you a lot.
Yeah.
You're a
He's a
really
good dude.
cool dude.
I like Sean Cho.
Just come on the fucking podcast.
Yeah. He's
And
very particular.
I remember his thing was all like, every podcast that I listen to just like sounds bad. I was like, stop being a sound nerd. And also, like, I don't have bad equipment. It'll sound fine.
Yeah.
$11 Amazon.
No, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
$11 microphone stands as I do this.
Yeah.
How's this sound, Sean? How's this sounding?
Oh God.
Oh, he broke it.
Fuck.
What a dick.
All right, we're good. Okay.
I love you, Sean Cho.
Anyway,
Advanced calculus is cool.
that was cool.
It was
like
a really
what-
fun
That
set we got to
almost
do.
went in,
So
Actually,
What?
that almost went in.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
she said. We're probably going to take some of those advanced calculus recordings and release them as we release the singles.
it was
for the new
perhaps
album.
one of our best sounding sets we've ever
It's
done.
like B-sides.
Yeah.
We'll take some of the
We
old
had such a
songs.
good time just being there and doing it like on our own, and it was kind of fun trying to censor our own songs as well.
Hard.
And we had like a
was
big
hard.
list of songs, and then like this song says this word, so we have to change fuck to this word, or like just change a whole thing to this. Like it was pretty fun, and we kept being like, we are the Dinosaur Band, like
Yeah.
And at one point, we put Sam's number on the air, and people were like texting us and stuff. It was pretty
People
cool.
loved it.
It was cool.
At one point, I did let something slip. I can't remember what or what song, but
Sean didn't even give it. He was just like, oh.
yeah,
He's like,
I
no
think
one heard
I
it.
was. I think I was.
It was
going
under the-
so
yeah.
fast that it was.
You couldn't hear it. It was fine.
unintelligible anyway.
Yeah.
No.
I'm still waiting for like 2 more months from now when like 3 black vans pull up in front of John's house when we're practicing.
One says F, one says C, and the other one says C.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit!
I
yes.
remember-
Like we all, they brought 4 black sacks. They all go over our heads. We get
God, the
hit.
CFC is here.
The CFC.
They couldn't park.
They showed up in different.
They couldn't park in order.
One guy doesn't know the driving order.
You told me I'd F today.
One of them tried to park in Aunt Chickie's spot, but she wouldn't let her.
We did
What a bad joke. Sorry.
with Sykes and the New Violence, we did a live from Studio X. We played on the X.
Hell yeah.
And I was really stressed about that because we did the advanced calculus and I wasn't sweating it so much about the swearing and not swearing.
Yeah.
But the X one I was super stressed out about. So like everything was super clean.
Yeah.
And then after we did our set, I remember I was like super proud of it. And then they were like, "You said shit." And I was like, "I didn't say shit." And they were like, "Yeah, in the first song." And I was like, "No, I said ship." But it still sounded like shit. And I guess
Did
it
you
was
really
a problem.
say ship?
I did. That's the word. It's ship.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we
And it was so funny because on that
Did they give you a ship about it?
well, this is the funny thing. And on that, I remember specifically
Boo.
with that line in the lyric, it was a thing where it was like, so there's a thing where in the song, the original line was, "Are you really still doing this shit?"
Yeah.
But I had changed it to, "Are you really still sailing that ship?" As a more artistic way to say it, but still rhyme.
Yeah.
Then you might
And I
think it
said
you're saying ship.
but it comes off as shit, and it was so funny
Are you
because
really still sailing that shit, buddy?
I still got shit for not saying shit, and it was funny.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, we were supposed to do
I hate
DVE, which came about like the Aaron
Twitter.
Parker thing. Twitter's a good thing.
Yeah.
And use it the right way. Which basically the short story is early Steeler season.
Fuck you, Wendy Bell. Sorry.
Fuck you, Wendy Bell. Boo.
Twitter.
That's another story. So early in the Steelers season, I was watching the game and just tweeting random dumb shit from the FYD Instagram or Twitter. And I like replied to a one of the morning show guys. And he liked it and started following us. I think it was Bill Crawford. So I replied, or the next day at work, I was like, "Bill Crawford's following us. That's awesome. Maybe we'll play on DVE someday." And then he replied to that morning and was like, "You never know." And then the guy that books the DVE coffee house
tagged
shows.
him in it, didn't he?
What's that?
Didn't he, Crawford tagged the guy? He's like, talk to this guy.
Yeah, he's like, "Talk to Joe." I forget his name. But he sent us a message. He's like, "We have openings. Do you guys want to play the DVE coffee house?"
Yes.
Or like, if you're down with like what we're doing, like we will play DVE.
Yeah.
So we had a date set up and everything, and then it didn't work out because
The Living Deads broke up.
yeah, like the show we wanted to push got canceled.
I had to travel.
Zach
And
had
there was
to
a
travel for
Steelers
work.
Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And even that Joe guy was like, it's good that you guys didn't do it because half the guys are out because there was a Steeler game the night before.
just wasn't
So
in the
he
cards.
emailed me last week and was like, "Do you guys still want to do it? Like you can push the February 21st show, or if you want to wait and do it for whenever you do a release show, like we want to have you on."
Yeah.
So like
We're gonna play
do
DVE this year.
DVE.
2020.
rules.
Fuck it.
Like,
Dinosaurs on DVE.
we're gonna
morning
play-
show, live on the air.
we're gonna play like a ska punk song on DVE. So like,
about dinosaurs.
but they reached out to us. You know,
Yeah.
we're not like, "Hey, we want to do it." So
it's pretty bad.
I think that's a thing where it's like, if you, again, going back to that conversation of just being yourself, regardless, just be yourself, and the people, you'll attract people
yeah,
just because people are going to like what you're doing and they're going to want to be a part of what you're doing, regardless of how like on the surface ridiculous it is. There's definitely a place in the universe for ridiculous things.
yes.
and it's not even the X. It's DVE.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like,
Yeah.
so which is basically amounted to like my cousin texted me the other day, and like he works on cars and like has 2 kids now. Like he's not into punk, but he was just like, "Hey, did you guys do DVE yet? Like I want to hear that when you do it." Like, so that's another one of those things that attracts different people.
I feel like your parents are just gonna be so fucking psyched.
My parents were so psyched about the Dancing Gnome beer.
Yeah.
They both knew that we met with them that Tuesday night. And the next day, I met with my dad to get some money off of him, Christmas money, for the Colorado trip.
Rich
My Christmas, it was a
privileged
Christmas gift. I do not mooch off of my
Dad.
parents.
child.
I do not ask my parents
Thanks,
for
Dad.
money. But my parents said, we'll give you some money for Colorado as a Christmas gift. So I met up with my dad, and the first thing he said when he got out of the car was like, how'd the Dancing Gnome meeting go? And then on the way home, I'm driving down Allegheny River Boulevard, and I called my mom to say, hey,
Shout out.
thanks. And she goes, oh, how did the meeting go yesterday? Like, they were pumped. So, like, it's
That's
cool
awesome.
that, like, even my dad was like, when we all started, we were talking on Facebook Messenger because he's getting to that point now where he's technologically advanced. But he sent me a message out of
2012.
nowhere, and he goes,
Really
don't you think it's time to change the band name? And I'm like, at this point, no, we're too far gone. And I changed the subject.
Absolutely
But like,
not.
even at this point, like, he came to see us at Howlers. It was great. My mom got really drunk.
She fell down.
She fell. She went right down into the front of the middle, or the middle of the front.
She got in the pit.
And she go in between songs. She goes, John, tell them to stop doing that pushing shit. They're doing that pushing shit. And like, I don't know what to tell you. They're gonna do it. And we start the next song, and then I just see her go. And then she just went down. And then my cousin came and rescued her. She was drunk. She was drinking some strong.
Was that the
Dancing
St.
Gnome.
Patty show?
Yeah, that was
That was with Tiger Sex and Porno Tongue and
Yes.
Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs.
and
That was
my
a great
mom and
lineup.
dad were there.
Yes.
Vulgar.
And my dad's
Vulgar
like,
lineup.
Vulgar night.
my dad was like, I talked to that girl in Tiger Sex. They play everywhere. They play all over the place. I'm like, yeah, they're on tour, Dad. Like, that's what they do. My parents crashed on our couches that night. It was great.
Yeah.
They hang. Yeah. That's the one song on the new album is about. It's called Jiggly Jello,
It's about tooth. It's
So the part in
a
Jurassic
couple
Park
things.
where they're eating the Jello and they get scared.
Yeah.
Jiggly Jello. So it's about the raptors coming into the kitchen chasing them. But the reason that the raptors are coming into the kitchen is because they want to drink my mom's Budweiser. So the lyrics are, don't tell mom the raptors in the kitchen. They're going to drink her case of Bud. And
Don't drop the ladle.
Don't drop the ladle.
Don't drop the ladle because the
Hide
ladle
yourself on
falls.
the fucking stairs.
Hide yourself in the fucking
Yeah,
step.
it's track 2. That's going to be the second single.
Yeah, watch out.
With
There's a
special guest is on.
special guest.
Should we say it? Is anyone going to be watching at this point?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna edit this down
Okay.
profusely. Just so you know.
One of the groups I'm in is called Feral Cat,
Love
and
it.
it's Roger Romero. He's a saxophone player. He's a beautiful Dominican boy.
He's a god.
He's so beautiful.
Amazing saxophone player, musician. He's very professional. For some reason, he asked me to play bass in his band, which is fucking nuts. But we asked him. John had this idea of having a saxophone part at the end of Jiggly Jello for it's like a 10-second part.
Saxophones are
And
pumped.
we asked Roger to do it, and he just came in and just like made us look stupid. And
Yeah.
it was awesome.
So it's like a 1.5 minute punk song. It's one of the shortest songs on the album,
Yeah.
but it ends with a sax
Ends with this
solo.
crazy sax solo.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That's awesome.
And he just
Yeah.
improvised.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just gave him like a
Killed
few
it.
takes. He's like, another take. And then we're like, yeah, all of that's good. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. So can't wait to release that song.
Defying genres.
I love you, Roger.
I love you, Roger, too.
And we didn't, one of the things we didn't touch on that we're talking about in the bathroom about touching, this beer release show, it's not just us. There are two of our really good friends
Oh,
bands
yeah.
are playing.
Bat Zoople.
Bat Zoople and Dead Batteries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dead Batteries been around for a while. Bat Zoople's been around for a while as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very pumped for that show.
I've
They're
been trying to get
great bands that are going to be on that show.
I've been
I
trying
can't
to
fucking wait.
get Bat Zoople to come in here for a while.
I
and,
feel like they would be pretty fucking goofy in here
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they'd be a
know.
lot
I
of
know
fun.
they would
I've known
be.
those guys
I know
for a while,
Zach's
too.
the dude, and
Yeah.
it's hard getting those
Zach's
dudes.
great.
They're all very busy.
Locked down on anything.
I hope
Yeah.
they don't out goof us. Like, I feel like we should have Zach suspended
So,
from the raft.
Zach's actually playing a set right after Bat Zoople set downstairs in the theater with Flower Crown.
I thought Gordy was.
No, Zach's in Flower. He plays
really?
keyboard in Flower Crown.
Okay. I didn't even know.
I just
No.
had at the time of this releasing, it should already be out. But the Flower Crown Boys were in here recently, and that
Oh, yeah.
episode's coming out soon. So I'm stoked on
Yes.
that.
Cool.
What is today? The 19th.
Of January.
Today's the 19th of January. I'm not 100% sure whenever this is gonna be released. I could-
Hello, future people.
It'll be released before your show.
Sometime in the next month.
Which is February 21st.
Come to the show. It's February 21st.
Mr. Small's Funhouse.
At the Funhouse.
$8.
Smalls.
Mr. Small's
It's
Funhouse.
so frustrating when you hear people talking about stuff on a podcast and you don't know when they recorded it. Like, you are hearing it on a certain day within a certain amount of time since it came out. But, like, when did they record it? It is the 19th.
Yeah.
Of January.
This is the 19th of January.
2020.
And shout outs to Dead Batteries and your boy and coworker Ryan. 'Cause,
Ryan Warmbrough.
He was
Yeah.
on the podcast a very long time ago.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm actually let
Are
me
you
look
pulling
it up
something
real
up?
quick. I'm gonna,
He's also in the band Bastard Bearded Irishman.
yes,
which
he
is
sure is.
We
the
should play with
Pittsburgh
them.
famous.
Maybe
We can play a show with them.
They're doing a St. Patty's Day show. We should.
So
They're playing like Seven Springs for that or some shit.
Seven. I'll snowboard down a mountain and shred.
Or
the Nar.
Well, they played the Rex last. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a whole production. They hired a whole production company to do their show last year. It was awesome.
looking at my thing,
I love you, Ryan.
I'm
Hi,
putting
Cooper.
out this episode will be coming out on February 6th.
That's a perfect day.
I love
And this
That's
is
a Thursday.
which would make this episode 289.
Ooh. Dang.
But your
11
home
away from the glory.
your homeboy Ryan Warmbrook
Yes. What episode
was
number?
actually episode 39.
Wow.
Wow.
February
200
10th, 2015. We put that episode out.
Dang. That's
Yeah,
cool.
It's been a long time.
It's
A long
5
time.
whole years.
How you doing, Ryan? I hope you're
Repeat
I hope you're well.
guest.
He's doing great.
Shout out to Koopa.
Bring him back.
Yes.
Hey, Koopa.
I love you, Ryan Warmbrough.
I love you,
and
Koopa.
James.
He's a good dude.
Yes. Dead Batteries is fucking awesome. And they're writing a new song and they're trying to debut it.
A new song.
Debut.
Debut that
Debut
song.
it.
They're trying to
It's
debut
fucking
that shit.
crazy. It's in
David
some
Bowie.
crazy weird time signature because that's what they do, and it's fucking nuts. And
Are
I
they
can't
going to
wait.
debut it for the 21st?
They might.
Yeah.
If it's so hard that they don't know if they'll be able to play
Double
it.
single release.
It sounds pretty cool. I got a nice sneak preview on
I
Ryan's
feel like
phone.
we need to
I like that.
Nope.
Write a new
nope.
song for that.
Shut up.
Stop it.
shout out to Weird Paul. We have a Weird Paul.
We do a
cover.
Weird Paul cover.
I
It's
asked
6
him if we
seconds
could
long.
put it on Spotify, and we're waiting for an answer. He didn't
probably
answer
a
yet.
no.
Weird
Yeah, I think it's
Paul's
probably a no.
Weird Paul's the third person that's been weird about coming on the show.
Aw,
Just as his name suggests.
Yes.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Well,
It'll
he,
ha-
he has his own huge internet presence.
I know,
already, so-
I know.
He does. He started a TikTok.
But I've been asking him to be on the show since I started
think
this
so,
shit
yeah.
in 2014. I've been asking him for the past. Well, it's been a while since I've asked him. It's been a while since I've asked him. It's been a while since I've asked Sean Cho and Manny Steiner. Those are the top three. Those are the three people.
Are you-
the
are you
only
friends
three
with-
people that have turned it down.
Are you friends with Jerry Lyon?
No.
He's in the band Porno Tongue.
I don't
and
know.
Boiled Denim. He's a Weird Paul friend. He's an old Weird Paul friend. Him and like the Dumplings, that crew and
Yeah.
all that are
Scott
all
Fry.
buddies. Scott Fry. I'm in a ska band with him, the Burn Rides.
Cool.
Jerry, I feel like you should have Jerry on this show.
I would love to.
He's a very jolly man.
No,
He's a fun
I,
dude.
He
I,
smokes lots of weed. He has dreadlocks and Futurama Simpsons tattoos. Like he's a great guy.
that
And
sounds
he's just
tight.
fun.
He's very
Yeah.
happy all the time.
I
He'll have a
love-
lot to talk about. He's been around the scene for a very long time. So.
I love talking with people. That's the whole reason I do this. I've been doing it
Yes.
for a
Yes.
long time. As people
Yes.
knows, I mentioned this is what did I say?
289.
289.
This is episode 300.
It's almost
Yeah.
300 at this point.
300,
A lot of
We're
time.
talking 11
100.
episodes.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, there you go.
So
We'll come
yeah,
hang out.
I really enjoy this, but yeah, I haven't met him. That'd be great.
Yes.
And that's one thing that I guess we'll kind of wrap up now because we are
Yeah.
almost hitting our 2-hour mark. For anybody that says there isn't anything going on in Pittsburgh in particular, you're out of your fucking mind because I've been almost 300 episodes in and I'm still not anywhere close to being done with talking to people. It's fucking nuts, dude.
but we got to hire a guy from Austin to come in and tell us what's wrong.
Don't even
Oh,
get me
yeah.
don't get me started on that.
You got another 2
ecosystem
hours?
shit,
Yeah.
dude.
Everything's terrible. We can't play any shows.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, fuck that dude. His name was.
That dude.
I wish I remembered his name. And what good did that do? Anyway,
No, that
we're
Clancy
gonna go for another
Elliott.
half hour if we
I'll
start
tell
talking
you
about
this.
that.
That whole fucking thing.
Made
it was
no
like
sense.
because I went to one of those meetings, and I remember talking with somebody from like the
Manny.
cultural, not Manny, talking with somebody from the downtown cultural trust,
Bill Peduto.
and it was just like, this is tight. But like, you do realize that like everything that you're doing is only helping people that are already making money anyways.
Yeah.
It's like,
They paid a lot of money. That
it's
made no
like,
fucking
yo,
sense.
it's like, you know, like Clinton's the dude and the common heart is tight, but they have enough money. It's like, stop helping bands like that. It's like, what are you doing for like
and they're going
the
on
R&B,
tour, dude.
Yeah.
the rap, the punk, the metal? Like, there's a lot
Pittsburgh
of.
clown
It's
community.
like, what can we?
That's a thing.
It's like,
Yeah.
what
It's
can
a
we
big thing.
do to help all these? Because like the people that really give a fuck about music for the majority of their lives are people that listen to shit like we play.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just like,
They're so out of touch.
yeah.
With and we're doing fine. Like we can book howlers.
That's the other
we
thing
can book
too.
gooskies. We
Is
can
it
book
like,
the Funhouse. We decided to book
we
the
got all
Funhouse.
the
Yeah,
clout.
like
At fucking Millville Fest, we had at capacity
Yeah.
at the Funhouse. It was
it-
dope.
Our friends couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
you were
awesome.
there. You made it.
Brian made it
Good
in.
luck.
You made it
Or
in.
good job.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Stepped in
Good
the
luck.
side
You
hatch.
made it.
Yeah.
yes.
Brian, have you heard of the artist Sierra Sellers?
Oh yeah, I love her. She's awesome.
That's who I am backup bass for.
No shit.
I got to play a set with her at the brand new what's it called? Thunderbird,
The Bird
Yeah.
of Thunder.
which is badass. But that's like a whole different thing I didn't really know about too, because I mean, local Pittsburgh R&B isn't really like a big fucking
She's
thing
fucking
here.
nuts, dude.
And she should be like on the next level. I mean, she is next level, but she should be up there now. She's playing like Philly and Chicago all the time. Her drummer Alan Bell is a drummer in Feral Cat.
no
and
shit.
he's
That
from
dude's
fucking
tight.
LA.
He's a really good drummer.
He's such a nice dude. And then her keyboard player Remy Vega,
Remy's
and her
the dude,
bass player
too.
Denzel. He's like this young 21-year-old kid. And he's nasty bass lines.
Yeah.
So like there's these different groups, genres, whatever of music, even in Pittsburgh that people don't fucking know
There's
about.
so many.
And those four musicians alone are on a next fucking level in
There's-
Pittsburgh. It's like nuts.
There's so many insane pockets, and honestly, I wouldn't even
Yeah.
know about any of it if it wasn't for me doing the show
Mm-hmm.
and talking with everybody that I do. But yeah, Sierra is awesome, and that's another person who, I mean, you're not watching this right now, but I do plan on hitting her up to come on the show at some point in time because super talented.
Have
So-
her and her band on here. They'll talk about a ton of cool shit you've never heard of. So
yeah.
they talk about stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because they know like jazz, R&B, hip hop
Yeah.
shit, and you're just like, okay, that's cool. And it's all
I think we're
nuts.
doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh's all right.
yeah.
If you like
If you get in the
saxophones.
pit, you'll rub
Love
sweaty
someone.
elbows with somebody that's got something to do that you're interested in.
Just get in the pit and try to love someone.
That's it, man.
That's all it is.
Ball with the ball.
And we're done. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Wait. Before we are done, I have to address the plague vendor sticker upon your laptop.
Yes.
They were at Club Cafe in like
Yeah.
September or
I went
August.
to. I was there.
That was such an ill-attended show. Really, really solid, awesome band.
Yeah.
I love that sticker. Since I sat down here, I'm like, we got to talk about Plague.
No, I absolutely love Plague Vendor.
I really waited until the end.
They're
of the
really,
third
really good
period
dudes.
to bring
And
that up.
I will take the. I will compliment you too on your 3-1G jacket.
Oh well, thank you so much.
Yes.
It's all.
The jacket's
It's all in what you
ridiculous.
hear. You just got to hear the right shit.
Yeah. I love weirdo rock music.
That's it.
Plague Vendor is awesome. All the 3-1G bands are great. Shout outs to Microwaves real quick.
Yeah.
Local homies.
Local
Shout outs to those guys.
representation.
We've had a lot of alcohol. We've had a lot of good times. It's been 2 hours.
Great oldies.
I got.
do a kickflip. Okay.
We all have other things to do. I guess maybe I don't know.
Why doesn't 3WS play oldies anymore? Anyway, sorry.
They do.
Continue.
And that is all, folks. Thanks so much for listening. One more time. Fuck yeah, dinosaurs in the house. Cheers, my friends. It's been a long time coming, this conversation. I'm glad we were able to do it. I'll be back again in a couple days with another episode and some other assholes. Same time, same place, same channel. You know the drill. My name is Sykes. Start the beat 2020. Whoop, whoop. Thanks for listening. Goodbye. And we are done. That's it.